Hi everybody, it's Carla the Cosmic Crone, and I am back with you again. I've had a solid half hour of technical challenges, including restarting my phone and restarting my internet. But enough of that. We have more important things to talk about. So I hope you find me here, and when you arrive, please let me know that you're here. And excuse me while I check my phone volume and make sure we're on. Yeah, there we are. So the title of my presentation today is All the Bullshit I Have Been Hearing About the JLo and Shakira Show and Why It Is Bullshit. So on St. Bridget's Day, February 2nd, the goddess showed up at the Super Bowl in the bodies of Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. And she showed up strong and powerful and sexy and gifted and ceremonially. I believe these women held space for something so much bigger. First off, they held space for the entire stadium, and then they have held space for the entire country and the world, but especially the country. This is not a little thing. This is major. It's huge, and it's exactly what we need right now, the right kind of medicine. So people can't stop talking about it, and in my world, most of the people are women, and most of them are liberals, feminist, and most of them like what was going on. They have one way or another to talk about what they felt, what they saw, and the power that was expressed in that performance. And there's a fair amount of them, though, who are saying, I understand where my friends who don't like the show, I understand where they're coming from. People are saying that. They're listening. They're saying the women who don't like it, who are uncomfortable, who were concerned that it was too sexual or too exploitative or all of those things, I get where they're coming from. Hi, Corinne. Good to see you. And I have this to say. Shut up. Where the people who are objecting to anything about this performance are coming from is from their internalized patriarchal slut-shaming. This is the only thing they can be coming from. They're coming from this place of, they're coming from a place of, I'm uncomfortable. I don't know quite what to do with this. I'm confused. A lot of them are coming from, I'm confused. And so, yeah, people are wanting to be empathetic and compassionate and open-minded. That's in the interest of dialogue. And I just say, no, stop it with the open-minded and the being compassionate and open with the dialogue. Say what is true. And I'm going to tell you right here, I hope I can read my notes because let's talk about what the most common objections are and why they're all patriarchal bullshit. So listen to this. So where these objections are coming from is a lot of it starts with the children, like the children are getting mixed messages. And then it goes into the women are sending mixed messages and they're being exploited. There is some idea that there was something exploitative about these performances. So here's why that's all bullshit. Some of the objections to the Goddess Rules show, I'm trying to think of something to call it besides the halftime show. It's so much more than that. This is the Goddess Rules show. And Some of the injection. Okay, here's the first one. I'm just going to get this one out of the way right now because it's patently stupid. Somebody posted some imagery pulled off of some YouTube video about demonic symbolism in their costumes and in Shakira's rope dance. Demonic symbolism, which goes hand in hand with pedophilia. This is what they were saying: demonic symbols and pedophilia. The hidden messages in the dance. And it's like, I got one thing to say about that. Shut the fuck up. Because they have been doing that to the goddess. The patriarchy has done that to the goddess for 4,000 years. All of the symbols and representations of the goddess have been considered demonic, and the goddess herself has been the bride of Satan. So when you see bullshit like that, just slam the book shut and lean in and say, where is she? Where can I bring her in? How can I support this? Because it's just pure fear-mongering and stupidity showing. And I'm not ashamed to say that. So here's the next one. It was objectifying to women. Objectifying, exploitative. Can you point to a single woman on that stage that was objectified? You can try as hard as you want to objectify either Shakira or JLo in that performance or any performance, and you will fail because they were owning themselves so completely. They were so grounded in their inner truth. They were saying, this is who I am. I am here, and you can't touch me. I do not belong to you. I will never belong to you. I am mine. You cannot objectify that. You can try, and it will just make you look foolish. You will fail. And then there was, but the crotch shots. I thought that those crotch shots were a little exploitative. You know, did they have to do that? The crotch shots and the pussy grabbing moves, which were, by the way, just nothing was grabbed. It was a gesture. A nod to what male hip hop has been doing since before Michael Jackson. What athletes do, for that matter, grabbing their own balls. You know, it's okay. I've watched it 4 times, and I've gotten in close, and I've even paused the screen. I saw no crotches. There were no naked crotches exposed in this show. Crotch shots. What did I see? I saw birthing. I saw the portal through which the goddess is moving. Oh, she showed up. I saw power. I saw woman warrior. I saw woman birthing. I saw woman strong. Right now, I am sitting. Several articles have been posted lately about, I can't show it to you because I would totally mess up my camera, but I am sitting with my legs apart, my pelvis balanced, strong, pulling up my energy. The patriarchy doesn't want us to sit like this or stand like this. They will call it lewd, inappropriate, indecent. They will say, we're asking for it. And I say, get out of my fucking way. I've got a universe to birth. Exploit this. And then, this was performed for the male gaze. Somebody said that. They were performing for the male gaze. Oh, really? Yeah, if you want to put those glasses on and say, these women put on the bodysuits, put on the glitter, put on the shimmy, did their cultural dance, salsa, African, belly dance, did their performance surrounded by male and female dancers, they did that for the male gaze. It just doesn't hold water for me. It just wasn't there. You can put those glasses on and you can say that and watch that all you want until you're exhausted and dried up. Will not change the truth. They didn't do it for the male gaze. I don't even think they did it for the female gaze. They did it to bring something amazing through the world. They did it to express their art. They did it to show their power. They did it to embody the goddess. And I don't know if either of them thinks that way at all. That's my filter. That's what I see. And I cannot see it any other way. It's just impossible. Even the presence of the men on stage, they were not playing to those men. No. Bogus. Just pure bogus. So, here's this one. I loved this one. Monday morning, Jennifer Weiner. I'm not sure who she is, but she wrote a New York Times opinion piece. I feel personally judged by JLo's body because she's a woman approaching 50 and she doesn't feel like she can ever look like that. Setting a new standard for 50-year-olds. Okay. Oh, there's so much in this one. First off, you are not expected to look like JLo or Shakira. You are not expected to pole dance if you don't want to. For one thing to recognize about these women, and it kind of filters back up all through the first 4 objections. They're strong women. They are professional artists, dancers, performers. Their bodies are their instrument. Like any other dancer or athlete, all of the men on the football field, they work on their bodies to be able to perform and do their job. So do these women. So whatever their age, they are working to be able to express, to do the moves, to dance, to have the stamina, to back up their breath. They were singing and dancing. So they're elite artists and athletes. Do you have to look like the elite artist and athlete? Do you have to look like Serena Williams? Do you have to look like, what are some of the ballet dancers now? Do you have to look like any of these people? Do you have to look like Lizzo for that matter? I have seen her embody the goddess in a completely different way. She and her dancers saying, the goddess looks like this too. So you get to be you. You don't have to look like these women, dress like these women, rock a bodysuit, pole dance. You don't have to do any of that. You get to move your Shakti, rock your Shakti your way, wearing your clothes, doing what feels good for you. You've got all that same energy. And if you let it through you, you will find that you're much happier and more at home in your body. And you're good. Pour the wine, smoke the cigarette, do whatever makes you happy. You are a goddess too. Pole dancing. But the pole dancing, oh, strippers do that, sex workers do that, and trafficking, and the Super Bowl is famous for, this is horrible. You know, I could, if I wanted to take the attention off of these women, I could do 15 live streams about what's wrong with the Super Bowl, football, the NFL, and everything else that's attached to it. But I'm not going to go there. My eyes are on the goddess here. Pole dancing. They're glorifying women who do it for money. They're glorifying exploitation of women. They're glorifying trafficking. Do you realize what a problem that is? Yes, I do. And I realize the solution is to take that shit back and say, it stops right here, right now. So pole dancing for fun and fitness has been going on for all of the 21st century, a solid 20 years. And it's been in firefighter training for, 200. I don't know when they put the first pole in the firehouse and said, you got to be able to climb up and down this pole in order to be a firefighter. So just zip up the slut shaming. It's not relevant. The pole is a piece of playground equipment. There are poles in playgrounds that kids can learn to climb up. And it's really good for their bodies. I can't do it, and I don't know that I'm going to try. Just stop. Playground equipment, for crying out loud. And then people were spinning the political message. Well, the Puerto Ricans, the U.S. has not been good to Puerto Rico. Why, she did wrong to put the flag. That is like, I don't know what the nationality or, ethnic heritage of the person who wrote that was. Jennifer Lopez is a New Yorican. She's a Puerto Rican born and raised in the USA, in New York. And in fact, Puerto Ricans are Americans. It's an American protectorate and territory. Should be a state, probably, if they're that crazy, either that or an independent country, but that's another thing. I'm out of my lane. She gets to do what she wants. She was making her point, and she made it very well, very successfully. Born in the USA and Puerto Rican. You got a problem with that? Because guess what? The country seems to be having a problem with that. So, and there was more, but I'll leave that one right there. And then, here's some that are kind of mushed together. All the little girls watching are now thinking that they're going to need to dress like that and move like that. They're going to be, as if it would infect them with sexuality, like they're not born with it. It will infect them with dangerous or inappropriate or bad behavior. We'll get to that. And then the other one was, should have had a warning. May not be appropriate for small children. Okay. Sending mixed messages. I wish they'd do a family-friendly halftime show. Maybe they should do a family-friendly sport instead of this brutality of football, anyway. So, family-friendly, little girls are watching and getting mixed messages and wrong ideas, and it should have had an R or an X-rated warning. Here's my answer to all of those. Here's family-friendly. Teach your little girls and your little boys the truth. Women own their bodies, and they own their expression. They own their sexuality. They own their pleasure. They own their own money. They own their businesses. They own their power. And women, these little girls and these little boys, can grow up with aspirations, and nobody can stand in their way, because we don't play that way anymore in this country, in this world. And no one is going to use them in exchange for the possibility of an opportunity, because we don't allow that anymore in this world. That's the message to send your children. Let this be a moment to say, you have power. You belong to you. And the thing is, I'll bet you a lot of the little girls get it. Although I did hear about one young woman who said, they're sexualizing 50-year-olds, like that's a problem. Yeah, it kind of depends on your perspective, right? Oh, And then here's the last one, and I'm going to close with this. There's a whole lot of, wow, 50 years old, and she's doing that. 43 years old. It's not about their age. It's not about being an exceptionally awesome and fit 50-year-old. It's about their triumph. You know, younger women couldn't have pulled that off, I don't think. Not the way these women did. They have experience, they have wisdom, and they have triumphed. They've seen a lot. They have the inner capacity to embody all that power and hold that space and be in it with a very clear message. Only women in their 40s or 50s could have done it. And oh, by the way, anybody remember Tina Turner? I think she's 80 by now. But 30 years ago, she was 50, and she was rocking that body too. The dancing, the performing, the singing, the moves. She's still rocking it. So this is woman energy. It's drawing their sexual energy up from the root and letting it move, letting it dare, letting it dance and fight. And what else did you see them do with that energy? You saw them speak, and whoa, let me step back a minute. What did you see them do with their erotic energy? You saw them speak truth to power, attract, surrender, and most important, mentor the young ones and support each other. They held each other's belly and back, and the patriarchy hates it when women do that. So all you women out there, the pearl clutchers, it's kind of a funny image. The ones who said, I love them, but stop the buts. Because right after the but, whatever you say after the but, that but is your clue that your internalized patriarchal shame and self-judgment and self-loathing is showing. Did you know that? Well, let yourself examine it, feel it, because that's exactly what's going on. Your internalized patriarchy is whatever is coming after the but. Pure patriarchal bullshit. So, look at where you're choking off your desire. And where are you projecting it? On women like Shakira, JLo, and all of their dancers, and all of your sisters, and saying, projecting the envy, jealousy, fear, disappointment, and resentment that you're carrying inside of yourself because you have been a fucking good girl. Even if you're a feminist, you're showing where you have suppressed yourself in order to be a good girl, in order to be acceptable, in order to be safe. It's not safe to repress yourself. The safest thing you can do is to stand up there with JLo and Shakira and let everyone see you're a goddess. That's how we're safe in this world. Thank you for listening. The sun has gone down. Let go of the woman who is scared, who is judging, who is slut-shaming, who is carrying around a load of patriarchal bullshit inside of your womb. Let that stuff go and rise. I'll see you.